Alright, ladies, gentlemen, those in between or neither, welcome back. I suppose you probably have questions. Um, and the short answer is stream a little bit more. Because my co op buddy told me that I would be getting into a major story point soon. So I figured, why not? Pass the section we were having trouble with, and we will, we will keep streaming, keep going. Hello, sweet flowers. It is good to see you. And I know that there's a waypoint around here that I would like to grab. I literally just saw it. Oh, you've already got it. Neat. Mm. But so for those who are just joining me, we are in Inazuma. We just got off Rito Island, and we are now in Konda Village. I'm excited. I am nervous. I've also got Kaching in my back pocket that I do plan on building. And actually putting her on a team when she's fully up to speed. She is not just yet, but we're getting there. And farming. So, yay. Not physically. I mean, in game. It is storming in game, so that's going to be even more fun. It is kind of nice just to walk around a little bit. I kind of wish it was in the day where everything was a little bit easier to see. It's me.
This will slow things down.
Pillar trolls. And they're guarding something. On ice, shall we? Ow. Ow.
What?
Can I switch into Zhongli, please? Oh. Mine. I am Zhongli.
Rain outlines your fate.
Just keep the pressure on as Rosaria. Tomorrow we'll be improving everybody's weapons. At least the weapons that I have equipped. If not improving outright. Just so that way people do not get concerned. I don't want you to have that axe going. That is a very scary axe, and I don't want you to have it.
Order guide you. Stabilize us. Yeah.
And Rosaria, if you could take care of the sharpshooter. Awesome! And we get a treasure chest to boot. Our first chest in the new area. Let me just grab some of the drops. I can see them. Oh. Chest is better than no chest.
I suppose it wasn't too much trouble.
Restart artifact. Yay. I will take that if you don't mind. An electro sigil. It's very nice indeed. And there's our the fisherman's here too. Sweet. So once I actually get into the village. And the reason I care about the fisherman is because you can actually get a set of weaponry known as the catch from this fisherman. And I actually want to. I know I want to get the polearm for sure. Excuse me. You could join the guild. I would actually like to buy some things. Ma'am. Okay, so we've got the fishing rod in question. And we've got the polearm. So what do we need for the polearm? I need Raimi angelfish. I should write this down. I can actually look up the spots later. Yes, I'm just going to be using a sticky note for this. Angelfish. And it looks like two types of koi fish. Yeah, golden koi. And silver koi? Rusty koi. Okay. Okay, so now that I have my notes taken down, actually you later. You also get the Aiko Sake vessel, which is the refinement material. And those are the angelfish and the pufferfish as well. Okay, cool. Hey, Sandel, and we're effectively trying to get an audience with the shogunate. Um, so just trying to take care of a actual government. The usual standard adventuring fare, or at least I would like to think so. It's a viewpoint. Let's see. Really pretty. Oh, I think the best way to describe it is we are going to the Shogun and explaining that she is in fact the problem. If that makes sense. And we are now in Inazuma City. Woo! And this is where we actually get some more craftable weapons as well. So I want to see Hajime real quick. I can't. Would you like to buy a weapon or would you like to have a forging request? I want you to forge something for me. And I actually see what the weapons we can craft here are. Because those are the standard prototypes. And then we get. Oh. Oh, I don't know how to unlock them. I'll have to see how we can unlock them. So as always, I love to come back later. Inazuma City actually has a lot of waypoints to it, which is not a bad thing. I just need to make sure that I get them all before I leave. Those are just free primos, just sitting there. I completely, I completely understand. Sometimes you just need to hard reset. That's, I completely get it. And I'm sorry if Hayden ended up being a bit of a problem. And we are at the tea house now, which is where we need to be. Help us!
To the letter, this should be the place.
I'm expecting a dog.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Oh dear.
We're at the general pub.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Well,
Our
yes, but also no.
Oh, what Paimon means to say is...
The
The
invitation.
Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye.
There. So Hayden wasn't a problem. However, there are several dominoes. I think you're missing a word there.
In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Yay!
Sounds more like it.
We're already here when we're not supposed to be to begin with. You don't need to be rude. Alright, into the tea house we go. Yeah, I completely understand that. I think you're forgetting the word either is or are in there. It phrase, so yeah. Yeah. I do admit, I think we knocked over a couple of dominoes a little bit early. If you
Well,
catch my drift.
where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Say hello to the good boy. Because he runs the inn.
I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
No, it's
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh.
where'd the human
so you
from
didn't
go?
see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
We've seen Adepti, but they did not turn into full-on dogs.
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Bye. No.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito.
Sorry.
So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Oh.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Paimon?
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
So
Let me
how'd
just
we
say
do?
this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you?
A
Naturally,
little
this is
bit,
due
yeah.
to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You
Ah,
mean he died?
so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
When are we going to meet
Yes, of
Ayaka?
course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I wish we could pet the Shiba, cause he's so cute.
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
I. Woof. Oh. And yes, he runs the tea house. Hmm. Yeah, I need to leave said tea house. So that is the second dog that I have fallen completely in love with. The first being Scratch. From Baldur's Gate 3. Scratch is just adorable. I love him. And yes, you can talk to him if you're a ranger. Oh well, if you have the spell Speak with Animals, or if you wild shit as a druid. So yay, that's fun. Uh, I mean that still brought me forward, but that was not what I needed to do. Is this where Toma gets yoinked? Because the Vision Hunt decree is still very much a thing, and I'm a little concerned about Toma. We don't necessarily have to worry about visions because the Traveler does not, in fact, have one. Grab that artifact. They just kind of do. Is this a... Ooh, this is a shop. What do you have here? I am wondering what you have here. Yes, I... are you not the right shop? Eh, I won't necessarily worry about it. You're not the right shop. Okay. Whereas you are. I wanted to see what you have. I would like to buy a few things. Okay. Later then. Statue of the Omnipresent God. Well, if Raiden wasn't full of herself before, she certainly is now. Yeah, I've got the waypoint. There we go.
probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
The things that are embedded are the visions that Raiden has already taken.
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into the statue?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Why did
I
she
try to
issue it?
explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is
Said that
both the
title.
nation's most powerful ruler and its deity.
Uh-huh.
The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Like I said, we are here to explain. She is in fact a problem.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Really? Huh. Ayaka's got some balls after all. Interesting. Oh gosh.
Huh? Hey,
Oh
are you
man.
okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Visions embedded in that statue. We actually started to react to it. Great.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Hear the sound of people's aspirations.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor.
Yes. And they don't necessarily have to be living, as seen with the character Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi canonically died, and the gods effectively we're sorry, have this vision and you are now a zombie.
That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you've just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So a vision symbolizes ambition and not power.
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Oh boy.
Finally!
An audience with Miss Ayaka and Mr. Ayato himself. Admittedly a little concerned. First, we will grab our achievement, because if I don't, it's going to bug me. Do we get a sparkly brick road? No, but then again, I don't think we really need one. Naoki Shinobu, Arataki Ito. Wait, I've been here before. Okay. Picked up another quest. I will figure that out once we're done with our main objective. Which is effectively saying hi to another Catherine. Checking my map just to make sure. Oh! Oh. Okay. Okay. I see. I see how it is now. It will be easier to travel to that waypoint, and then we will walk on foot. So I will switch into Zhongli to assert my dominance as the Lord of the Earth. Oh, it'll get me next to nowhere, I assure you. A common chest is better than no chest. Oh, that's not a common chest. Well, we are definitely going for that. That is not a common chest. Hello! The heck?
Let me read you a verse.
Okay.
Your fate.
Of our Warlock Monk mix of Zhongli. And just let Rosaria come back in and get up. You don't come on, do you? I'm actually kind of upset by that. And there is an amazing technique. And it actually gives me a little of breathing room in terms of swapping characters or setting up combinations. So the fact that this one isn't being frozen for very long is a little upsetting. But we are doing an amazing job. You're kicking his ass considering he is stepping near the water. Joe. I can see Joe again to get water swords. Drop the giant spear. Strongly, if you could come in with your amazing pillar and your I am guaranteeing his death by using the water sword burst. Oh, and that chest did not unlock. Oh, because there's a guy left. Okay, hang on. He's giving me a little bit of an ice cream for that. Luxurious chest. Now that should give us some good loot.
There are a few interesting trinkets here.
Yeah. Star artifacts. Yay. I love that. I love that a lot. I'm just figuring out which direction I'm going. And we're gonna grab some berries along the way, because I do need to make some extra food at some point. It's a waypoint on the way over. Yeah, you're guarding a chest, so let's do our business.
Gather.
If you can. Get him frozen and just swap.
Nice and spicy.
Drop Goba, drop this, pop back into Rosaria, and do a little smacking around.
Rain outlines your fate.
Beautiful! Done. That could have gone so much worse. And the little guys are still guarding the chest, I believe. Oh! Electro mages. Hello!
Order guide you.
Witness the power of Gwa.
There's one mage. Where's the other one? Ow. Ow.
Gather.
Zarya, I will have some food after this. And for my characters, not for me. I already had dinner. Mainly because I don't want Rosaria to die, and the nearest statue of 7, which is where you can get a full heal, is... I think that's kind of what I don't like about Inazuma, is that the statues of the 7 are a little bit further apart than I think I would like. And Jean-Louis for his shield.
Stabilize.
Thank you.
Rain outlines your
And he does have his meteor, but we're not going to use it on the one because it's just the one Hilitrol. There we go. Okay. A little bit of breathing room. Note to self, make some food. At some point. Rosaria and Zhongling are going to need these a little bit more than Zhongli does. So we're not going to give him any as of right now. We're going to pick up the scrolls here because I will need those eventually. It really depends on the character, but I will need them. And the common chest is better than no chest.
I suppose it wasn't too much trouble.
Yay! 2-star artifact. I can use that for leveling up my other artifacts. And firm arrowhead. Berries. Waypoints. I wish to see the view. This is gorgeous. Ah, just this all is. I love it so much. We are going to be paying a visit to one of the big shots. I think the yokai are out.
Are you right here to play with me?
Oh, you. I don't like you.
Solidified.
I don't like the Sisson mages, and you're gonna see why in a minute.
I will have order.
And as you can see, she's summoned flies. And I do not like those flies. Those flies can die. But in order for them to die, I need to target her. Oh, considering I want you dead. Stop that. On me. Oh, I didn't even realize the freaking village rolls.
Rain outlines your fate. Just change of plans.
Okay. Gonna give Xingqiu a little bit of a food boost. You didn't drop any sigils. Damn it. Oh, sweet. And there's a waypoint here, too. You, Kamisato. Family. Kamisato Estate, everybody.
I'm sure the Kamisato clan will be fine.
So we're actually going to meet two characters. Ayaka, who is Genshin's golden girl, quite literally, and her older brother Ayato. And I'm expecting Paimon to be on her worst behavior because of course it's Paimon.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
It's really hard to
Happy
top the
last
Jade
to the
Chamber.
Kamisato residence, honored guest. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at?
Paimon! On due time.
Behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times.
I only promise to try.
At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
I didn't come to start a rebellion.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No,
I'm
please,
going to take
wait.
my leave now.
Please, don't go. I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
I feel like I know where this is going.
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
Roping us into the cause.
Guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
I will do as you wish, Miss
Then
Ayaka.
you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Sure, Toma. What's this behind the curtain? I did not come to start a rebellion. And here I am, actively starting a rebellion. This feels like almost every adventure I've been a part of, to a certain degree. But I need to leave the headquarters. So tomorrow when this recap goes live, this will be part 2. Part 1 will be put up first. Oh boy. Where exactly am I going? Conda Village. It's easy enough. We can get started there. Hmm?
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that as the Lord of Gia. Excuse me, ma'am.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has
What's
protected
going on?
this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way I can, mainly because I am being recorded. But we could tell that running Zorrigan was a bitch and a half for you. And I'm sorry that it had to be like that. And I'm sorry if I actually contributed to that.
Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
And Kenjiro? So why the
If you
change?
want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Hey, Tejima? Let's hear the story from you. Shall we?
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True.
Depending on you.
But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay.
This sounds very much like
In that
Nay.
case, if
I'm
we
sorry,
help
but
you
it does.
rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
That's not how this works.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
I know I don't. I'm trying to formulate this because I know you're in chat and I know you're going to hear this. My guy, you were one of the best DMs that I have ever had. And to see you suffer at the hands of that, and in a very, well, I don't want to say small part, but in a way, tribute to the suffering. It felt awful, to put it completely, um, to be blunt. And I'm happy to see that you're back. Despite everything that life has proceeded to throw at you, you have been incredibly resilient. And I don't want to see you quit. And if you think about quitting, you're going to have people on your ass trying to get you back. Okay? Hmm.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary.
Mm-hmm.
We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Right, so let's see where what this diary is. There's also some things that we can. Ooh, a lavender melon.
This looks like Tejima's diary, alright?
It's it's the truth, man, and you've known me for, oh gosh, 6 years now. Uh, a little bit longer, because I met you like sophomore or junior year of high school, and I'm through college now. You have always been incredibly resilient, like almost to a fault. And I don't know what we would do if you just gave up one day. I don't know what we would do. And I'm glad you didn't. And if you ever get that feeling again, I will certainly help me smack you and get you back on your feet, because that's kind of my job.
Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead.
Aw.
Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Now where is this shrine? No, seriously, where is it? My sense of direction is awful. Oh, it's literally right here.
So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
That's where it came up?
with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
The shot. Get a little further in. If we press and hold. That's my question. Aw, a Turbozu. Cute. I don't need you in a tree, Zhongli.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
Would this be on Friday? Just to be sure. Cause when just just to be sure, because I know you're here. Journey to the Wild West is going to be Wednesday, correct? Because if it's not, tell me now, and I can figure out something in the meantime.
The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30... Looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Honda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where
We
is
become
it?
separated during the war. Go wait for me in Konga Village. Or Konda Village. There'll be a safe for us there. Oh no! Did she... Somebody during the war.
So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone.
And they never showed up.
But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well,
Unfortunate.
let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Tejima. I'm sorry, buddy. Just making sure that we're going in the right direction. We have stuff for you. I'm not sure if you... But we have them for you.
That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things
Just
that
sadness.
over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
And
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Run anything, it'll be Fallen Skies because that'll be easy to run. Yeah, that's completely valid. I want to bring Andy back, and Andy would definitely take on Anderson. Not in a fight. So do you still plan on leaving?
Maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her?
At first, yes, but I think if you care about somebody enough and you forget almost anything, if they are the right person for you, you will fall in love with them over again. I mean, it's happened before.
When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will admit, and um, this is going to sound very very rude, but we're friends, so I think you'll take this in stride. You tend to get tunnel vision very very quickly. Like, I know I get tunnel vision, but you tend to get it faster than I do. But anyway, back to the sadness that is here. Losing a reason to feel sad is maybe the saddest thing of
Just
all.
like Ayaka and Tomo were saying, if you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person.
For a time, yes.
According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Let's see. Aha. Yeah, that. It's probably that. Also, I'm sorry if my audio seems a little off or something. Into something like Final Fantasy 14 something.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree.
Mm-hmm.
But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
All right.
I'll
Rest
ask
well.
one more
I will
time.
see you.
Do you intend to withhold this
on
month's
Wednesday.
emergency provisions? The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
Wednesday.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency provisions. Like
And who are
emergency
you?
food?
One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
No.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
There's always two sides to every story. Well, three if we get technical. Also, is this a cooking thing? It is. Yay! I can cook food. I can cook foods. It's gonna be auto cooked, but still, it's gonna be cooked. Yay! Is that hash browns? I don't want to risk my fowl. Try and get this jam going.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Leo.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
You've heard that you
That's
lost
the
your
first bit
vision.
of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
That's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
I see a tent. Hey, buddy. We'd like those provisions. Paimon has her moments. She really does.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really...
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a... Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history. You demand, boss.
The treasure hoarders were after.
Day. I need this, and I need this. Rosaria, if you do not mind. Ah!
A minor setback. Rain outlines your fate.
Was a miss, but I got her burst, so we're good. Practical damage is just good. Pop in and here you are. Strongly, if you don't mind. Thank you. Sorry about dropping these pillars. You can paint enemies if you time it just right. The bad news about dropping these pillars is that sometimes it just gets in the way. There we go. That's what you get.
Aw, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after.
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? Ah, please. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was... But now that you've caught us, how about we make it...
You've got a deal. Now show it.
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they
Oh
all
boy.
seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss All. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yeah, so we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Well, that could have gone much better. So there's only like 2 waypoints in the city. And the Adventurers Guild's in there too. Huh. Treasure hoarders. Yeah, think of bandits. The only pirate that I definitively know is Beto, and, well, she's Beto. Alright, Asui, can you...
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
I hope these are
so you're
IOUs.
friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary
Oh
was no
no.
longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow.
Buddy.
Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions and no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What's...
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think.
Of course.
Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go...
If... but we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
Of course.
Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh,
You see you? 2,000 more, huh?
Should be a fair price.
I am being extorted, damn it.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that... Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
It's not highway robbery, it's extortion. While I'm here, I want to make sure that I don't forget. Restaurant? Catherine! Ad Astra Avsosaki indeed! Here Island. Etsuko and Taisuke? Once we get there. Sorry. Adventures Guild. Yet another Catherine. She teleports? Here, I thought this was a Nurse Joy situation. And... Oh. Okay. So it is a Nurse Joy. Trivia, come and process your work. And So I've got commissions in Inazuma now. Yay!
Ad
This
Astra
will-
Agisask.
While I'm here, I've got some expeditions that I need to claim. And I got some meat. Oh, Sumeru's got one. Sunset doesn't bird eggs. In Fontaine. I will do a reset on expeditions tomorrow. What is in the book? I have commissions in Leeway. I mean, in Inazuma, I am setting them to random. And even then, when the new patch comes out, commissions are going to be done a little bit differently. And I'll explain that once we get there. Okay, so Sarai Island. Yeah, that's a different island. Right. I'm going to finish up this quest real quick because it's really not that far away. And I want to do it while I'm here. Without Chisato's help, we wouldn't be here. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we'll actually get an invite to the wedding. At least right now. About Kamaji. He's been taking walks near the bridge. Why has he been taking walks near the bridge? Should I be concerned, sir? Well, technically it's a 2-point landing. Yes, you are the person I am looking for. Here you are. Yes, sir. Travel permit? Of course. Take your time. Some treats. Aww. Yeah, he would. Kanjo commissions Hiragi clan. If I were to get too close, it would be inevitable that someone would take advantage of it. Let's not talk about these trivial matters. Travel, please wait at the restaurant. After I approve of the permit, I will bring it to you. Why? Why did this one get longer? Well, it'll give me a chance to explore the city at least a little bit. Get you guys in chat. So, 10 minutes good well, any entertainment will do, I guess. Watching me for Pete's sakes. Not that I'd say I'm bad, I'm me. If that makes any sort of sense. That's not very helpful now, is it? Excuse me, miss. You're the person I'm looking for. But I'm curious. Nothing more than a public relations gesture. Aww. I have a few more things. This is the travel permit. Please take it. You can freely enter and leave. Lovely! I have teleport waypoints, so... Eh. Did you write it yourself? You have to go back. All in due time. I hope. Alright, so let's head back. Oh, it's literally right. Oh, wait, that's the main quest. Hang on. I have teleport waypoints. That makes things a little bit easier. Guys, let's not commit arson. I say that, yeah, I say that because we're already going to go to the Shogun. Don't need to go to jail yet. That's when Fontaine happens. Excuse me, miss. Haha. You returned. This... This is from Kamaji. No. Thank you for your help. Okay. That's not the menu I wanted. Let's get a little bit further in our main quest, and then... Oh, it's an hour and a half. Yeah, we'll at least finish up the main quest, and then we'll see. See. That's... Why? Something with the Traveler going on? Oh, it's this stupid thing. Well, I shouldn't say stupid thing. Also, we have Kaching now. Oh, that's gonna be fun. We have Kaching. That makes me so happy. We have Kaching. Oh, hang on. It's not navigating, and I need you to navigate. Thank you. Sir.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
No,
Did you manage
no,
to track
please
down
don't.
the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually,
That
let's...
just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely.
Yeah, that tracks.
What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue
Justice.
and justice? Somehow those two words
Sing
seem to
Cho?
explain everything now. Taking
Why
on
are you
seemingly
here?
endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah.
Using the
Seems
vision.
like losing all ambition is a terrible experience.
So, in seeing how people are reacting to losing their vision, I genuinely think that the vision actually, well, if you lose your vision, you end up going into a deep depression and some sort of an identity crisis because you forget so much. And that Raiden Shogun want that for her people. I don't see how that equates to eternity.
Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision.
No, I just kind of do.
Let's go find the next poor soul.
We've got one more person. Actually, hang on. Let's see where they're going. That's not very far. We'll west and then time it is because it is kind of late-ish, and I don't I don't want to be known for doing late streams. I know some people do it. I'm not those people. A little bit further and
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts.
wait, is Kazuo gonna come back?
Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
He doesn't have a vision, so he's acting terrified.
Did something happen?
Who are you? Don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
Sir?
No,
Do not threaten me.
we just came here to,
We came here to become disciples.
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domo, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world.
Nice.
And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine
We're going to be there.
Close ties with the almighty shogun herself.
And Yumiko's terrifying.
Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
And actually, that is a great place to call it, because it's a time thing. So, with all of that said, I'm going to go through my exit spiel again. make sure to follow and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified. If you're I do have a Ko-Fi link and enough to donate to those, but we would appreciate it if you did. I hope to see you all on Wednesday for Journey to